Right, I've come here to upgrade the bonding. I've also come to replace some downlights and stuff and a shower switch. But I noticed when I came here on my initial inspection that the gas protected bond was only, it looks like 4mm. So I'm going to upgrade it to 10mm and then work on these downlights. I'm going to test the downlights before I work on them, because they looked a little bit ropey when I came to check their size. So yeah, let's crack on with that. I'm going to test the lights on the first floor, I believe, and change a shower isolator. The isolator was crackling and buzzing, so I'm going to change that. And then I'm installing some, I think 7 downlights in total, just swapping them out. But I think you saw the picture on my story the other day, so I'm going to just test them first. I'll drop the cover off, R1 R2 it, make sure I've got an earth up at the lights, rather than just doing a ZS. R1 R2, a proper R1 R2 will verify correctly that there is an adequate CPC, because it did look a little bit ropey. It might just be poor workmanship, but I'd like to check first. But yeah, as you all know about, if you make any additions or alterations to an installation, the bonding must be up together and up to scratch. And for me, the 2.5mm was inadequate. And for the sake of 20 minutes work, bosh a bit of 10mm in from there to there, we can get it up to standard. Always carry a bit of emery cloth, but I don't need it on this particular bit. I'm going to relocate the. I'm going to put a new one on as well. It's pennies. So I'm going to take this off. I'm going to put the protective bond just after this elbow, just there, and then get my crimp, bit of heat shrink, and pop it on there. Probably pop a clip in maybe, and then a couple of clips up and over the top and into there. I might identify it as well as gas protected bond. But yeah, let's crack on. I remember this board now. I remember something looking ropey here. Right, I'm going to, okay, that wasn't even connected anyway, very well. What is that one? So that one does that one there. Looks like a 10mm there. That 10mm, looks like it's that one. So what I might do is remove this one. Looks like it's a 10 and a 4. It could be a 10 and a 6, and they've done like a parallel. Like rather than just running a 16, they've done a 10 and a 6. So I might, I don't think I've got any 16mm on me, but I might put the the gas protected bond in here. It looks like it's a 10 and that's a 4 or a 6. And that's the water there. So I might revert back to putting it in the MET in here. All right, it's a cack-handed way of doing it, but it's perfectly, perfectly okay. What, a Sparky not got 16mm on the van? Yeah, I have. I thought I hadn't. I did a board the other day. I thought I'd use it all, but there's obviously a bit of a metre off cut there. So yeah, I might swap that for a 16mm and then put the 10mm in the with the water and the main consuming it earth in that ENCS connection, the earth block connection on the right. And crackling sound behind the shower on the shower switch. I think that's the culprit. Combination of loose connection and perhaps cheap accessory plate. That's the buzzing that they can hear. saw this earlier in the week on my story. So I've just linked up the R1 and R2 at the consumer unit. I flick the switch. So hopefully it's a good sound. Polarity confirmed. It is quite a large circuit. It does all of the first floor and the loft, so happy with that. This is definitely not what you wanted on the last Downlight. I could cry. I'm gonna fit that in there. Fucking hell. Alright, crack on, Lawrence. Staring at it isn't gonna, or filming it isn't gonna make it fucking work, is it? To me, behind a Downlight, which you don't require a tool or a key, this is just plain lazy and dangerous. And I'm amazed how often we all see it, you know? I don't know if any of you do this, but sometimes I put some brown sleeving on, even though it's brown, just to remind myself that that's a switch or a load, you know, one of the load conductors. Just, I know it's already brown, but it just reminds me if ever I lose or you know, get distracted, I know that that's the switch line or load connection. It looks like it's the fan or something. Or actually, that's the switch wire. That's the fan connection. That's probably the daisy chain for the other two spotlights, because there was two in that one and one in that one. So. Not hard, is it? And then that will go up in there, and then I'll terminate this end and terminate into my Downlight, and then drop the curtain. Ah, lovely. Right. There's the vacuum. Let's sort this out. Fucking classic. 4 spots to change. Re-terminate the lot. I bet you every single one of the spotlights is like this. All 4. Done that one. That's not a Spark that's done that. That is a enthusiastic DIYer. I get the problem. The manufacturers make shitty housing for the connections. Just buy a decent light. Most modern Downlights now come with a nice enclosure, because it probably is quite tricky to get all of that in there. It can be done, even if you like maybe fold back the CPC perhaps and have it on the outside, because I bet there isn't a CPC in there, yeah, where it says double insulated. But you know what I mean. Even years ago, there was a better way of doing it than this. What do you reckon? 4 out of 4? Dicing with death here, with filming it one-handed. Oh, it looks like it. There we are. Nice. quickly do the RCD. I did the R102 already, and I've just done the ZS, so now I'll press that as well. You might think this is over the top, or I don't do enough, but I'm only changing this, I'm only swapping the downlights out, but I'm the last person to touch them. So I make sure that it's all good. So I make sure that I've left it, I know that's safe. I did R102, ZS. I did a station resistance, but it was like dead short. And with the LED lamps, it said just dead short. But I'll do a minor work certificate. Even though I'm just swapping out seven downlights and swapping a shower isolator, because I'll make a few comments on the certificate about the consumer unit and about the IP issues in the top. And a couple of other things I've noticed, just so it's on paper. I covered my arse, not that I need to, but do you know what I mean? Just because I've witnessed it, I've been here, and as like the competent person, I feel it's like my doing my like duty. Do you know what I mean? As the expert, I don't like note things on my certificate to scare the client or frighten them into doing more work if I've seen some dangerous work. I mean, you can issue a danger notification if it's obviously really dangerous and they couldn't give a shit. It's just it shows that you are, to me, you're doing your job to the best of your ability, supplying a certificate, doing the correct testing, notifying the client if there are any defects or anything obvious that they may need to get, may require some further investigation. Like you saw the consumer unit, there's quite a few holes in the top, which if I was doing an EICR on this place, you know, that would be a code 2. They're quite severe. But I'll make a note of it because I was the last one here. I'm supposed to be the expert. I'm the trained professional. I feel it's my duty, you know, as a Sparky. It sounds all fucking grand and royal, but you get what I mean. Is anyone else the same as me? Not ideal. Nor is that there. That there. These things I'll make a note of. Might do something there. That's damaged, so don't really know what I'm going to do. But I might do something because that obviously is like, that's full blown code 1. I could touch the buzz bar there. But these, I can make a note on my certificate about that. I'm not quite sure if I went on a bit of a ramble then about work and stuff like that and people's houses and stuff. Like, you can't fix every problem in every house, you know, and with the best will in the world, I'd love to every installation be perfect, and every installation I turn up and that's fact, every installation you turn up and it's perfect. It's not, and if it isn't, I'd love to fix every fucking problem, but clients aren't always going to pay. Sometimes unless it's immediately dangerous, like a code 1 where you can issue a danger notification, all the other things, whilst it might not be up to your standard or might be potentially dangerous, make a note of it. I wish I could fix every problem in every house, but you can't. I'm not going to do work for free. Let's be realistic here. You can advise the customer, sure, I do that. I'll advise the client verbally, and also I'll back it up with a certificate that you need to sort this out, and 9 times out of 10 they do, but sometimes I never hear back from them. You know, like I said, I'm not going to do work for free. If it's little bits here and there, tiny little bits, sure, but if there's lots, you're not going to do it for free, are you? Come on. Right, having said that, I'm going to get some kind of fashion, some kind of blank to cover that hole in the consumer unit in the front of that one. Right, I'm going to do the ZE first. I've notified the client, I've warned them, going to turn the power off, they're happy, they've shut down the computers. So, I'll do ZE first. And I do like the, so I put this 60mm in, because they had a parallel sub, 10 and 6. Put it on 2 lead high. Crop clip, doing this to remove all parallel paths, and hopefully nice and quick. Smash in, and then I'll just do the RCD test because that shower circuit was on that 61008 there. Right, turn off all the circuits. I turn them off normally because I don't want things like going off and on, off and on. Sometimes the appliances don't like it, and obviously it affects the readings quite severely, especially when you do the quick slam down, slam up, reset. Press test button. Yeah. Well within. Lovely jubbly. That fuse then, when I tried to reset it, I don't know if you guys have had the same, where it felt like there was no life in it, like the mechanism wasn't purchasing, wasn't gripping. I managed to reset it, but I'll make a note of that. Of all the others, they're all fine, but that one, I'm sure other manufacturers did the same thing, where it just, like it's deteriorating, they get all flappy. And that one there, which does the shower on the first floor. This is the installation where they've got 3 electric showers. I have quoted to put a Garrow priority board in so they can limit the shower, like the energy that they use. That might be like a future project, but done the downlights and the shower and the bonding on this job.